Hi, it's Art, short for Artemy, and you can find me at CU Artist pretty much everywhere. I am back to working on my website a little bit in my downtime again, because I finally got some ideas that I was ready to kind of try and put together. One of the pages I knew I wanted to have, but just was really not liking what I had going already, was just the characters page. So many webcomics tend to have just like a list of their characters available, and I really like that, and since it's not something you can really do on Webtoon and Tapas, I am definitely wanting to do it on my own website. And it's also something that I was trying to work on my Tumblr as well, but that one was going to have characters from other things I've written as well. But this is definitely going to be more focused on Faragon-specific stuff. I just definitely think it can be really useful for people to be able to have a name and a face to put together, because it can definitely be difficult to remember things, especially when you have a pretty big cast of characters. I'm not stressing too hard about it. I'm only going to be adding characters as they show up in the comic, so currently I really only need to worry about 4, and that is a relief, but definitely I have to think about how I want to format it in the future. Though I'm not holding myself to what I'm working on now, I'm definitely ready to change things if I find something else that works better. I'm still very much a beginner at HTML, so I really was not sure of where I would be going with this, but since I was already planning on having a character page on my own blog, I just wanted to see if the HTML that I had on my Tumblr blog would work in my NeoCities website. And it did, but the code that I already had there, I picked it out a bit ago, and it wasn't really the vibe I was going for at this point in time. But seeing as that did work for the website, I just was like, okay, I will try and find something else similar to this. There is a blog called Theme Hunter, and I'll link it in the description. There are a lot of user-created themes, and a lot of them, there are a decent amount of, like, character page options. It's always really good to check if the creator has limitations put on how you can use their code. A lot of people have credit built into the site, and they are like, please don't remove that. So I'm definitely leaving the credit that is on there already, and I'm also planning on sending an ask to this person and being like, hey, I am gonna try and use this on a non-Tumblr website. Would you be okay with that? Just because I think it is always good to check, and I might offer them some money in exchange for that, since it was originally intended for Tumblr. I don't know that that's necessary, just kind of checking with anybody if you are trying to do that would be good, though. But I am excited. I'm not trying to give too much detail about each character. I do really want people to learn about the characters from the story, so I'm not going that in depth on pretty much anything for them. I'm just putting a name to a face and like pronouns and star sign, because I think it's fun. And I am also going to be linking the character playlists to those things. The code I am using has a link to the name, and I don't really want to create an entirely individual page, or I suppose with Tumblr you might connect it to a tag about a character, but I am going to use that link to the character's playlist, if they have one. So that is what I have been playing around with today. The specific code I'm using has one main image and then 2 smaller ones. It kind of looks like the preview to like a Pinterest board. So I was originally just going to put 3 different drawings of the characters in there, which is difficult since there's not a ton of fully completed things of them so far. The examples were all kind of aesthetic images, very Pinterest board-y, so I was considering using some photos I've reblogged that make me think of a character, or I do have some Pinterest boards about characters, but I really was not loving the fact that it wouldn't have a solid link to the original creator of that photograph. So I was trying to think about if I would maybe draw my own Pinterest aesthetic kind of thing to put with them, or I really wasn't sure if the drawings would have the right energy. I haven't done a ton of just purely aesthetic drawings of stuff, but then I realized I have so many pictures I have taken myself, and a lot of them are of nature stuff, which, at least for the seasons, which are the first characters that are going up, is really, really good. So I have just been kind of taking the photographs I already have and just kind of putting filters and stuff on them to make them look a little bit more aesthetic, and that has been really fun to go through pictures I already have and try to match them with a character. And now that I know this is kind of the direction I want to be going in, I am definitely going to be thinking about all of the different characters as I'm going through life and trying to get photos for the character pages. It's also something that would be relatively easy to just kind of change as I go along. It would be more effort to be redrawing things if I find something else fits the character better. So, yeah, I think it is definitely fun. I am at least having a good time with it. Yeah, I don't know. I just think websites, having your own website, can be so fun because you can really do any kind of maze sort of things. Yeah, I'm just really excited to be slowly getting back into working on my website because there's just so many possibilities when you're doing your own stuff. You can have little rabbit holes that people can go down on your website, and I think that that is so much fun, and I am really excited to do that. I have always really enjoyed when reading more old school webcomics, the little text box that comes up when you hover over it and there can be another little joke in there. I just think it is so much fun. Do you have any thoughts on the little character pages that webcomics tend to have? I am curious because I do think that it might be kind of not contentious, but I do think people probably might not like how in-depth people go on those sometimes. So I am curious to know what your thoughts are on those. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you tomorrow.